Hey guys, what's going on? It's Vic here, back with another Madden 21 video. In today's episode, we're going to be rebuilding the Cleveland Browns, aka Madden 21, all of Madden simulation gods. Ever since the Browns has drafted Baker Mayfield, the Browns have just been absolute god tier team in simulation. Their team is actually pretty good. Filled with talent, great O-line, great halfback, pretty good receiving core. Baker just needs to perform, in my opinion. Defense isn't all that bad. D-line looks obviously great, and defensive backs look great as well. So this is the overlook of the team as we have Baker Mayfield here. He is going to stay around because his star development, 79 overall. You probably can't get anything better than that in the draft. We have Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb, two-headed dragon. Odell, Crybaby, Beckham Jr., grab and go, and jukebox are his abilities. I like that. Jarvis Landry, I believe he's been a little bit underwhelming on the Browns in my opinion. David Njoku and Austin Hooper are here. The best O-line I've probably ever seen. Really, really great. A great D-line as well. Myles Garrett, especially back to an X Factor, is really nice. I believe he got demoted to a star development for hitting Mason Rudolph in the head.
Beyond words, Joe. Gosh, that's one of the worst things I've ever seen on a professional.
And we got Grant Delpit here. I remember he was a pretty top prospect for a safety position. I personally think Xavier McKinney is better. But we also have Ronnie Harrison here. I thought Ronnie Harrison was on the Jaguars. I don't know if I missed something. Did he get traded? Did he get cut? I feel stupid for saying that out loud. I just don't know. I guess I just must have missed it. Ronnie Harrison is on the Browns. I never knew that. Or he might have been traded to the Jaguars and these rosters are completely outdated. But we have Carl Joseph, so I just moved him to defensive back. So other than that, boys, I'm actually not going to get into some trades, so let's get into the midseason mark. So the reason why I'm not getting into any trades is because this team could definitely win the Super Bowl in the first year, as we are 5-3 at the top of the division. We have players to resign, such as Olivier Vernon here. If I did butchered his name, I'm so sorry. If you're new to the channel and I butcher names, that's just how it is sometimes. But Larry Ogunjobi, I don't know how I'm able to pronounce that. I do want to keep him around, and he stays with the team. Andrew Billings, I don't want. Carl Joseph, I do want. Very cheap for a defensive back, 75 overall, 26 years old, star dev. I don't think he's going to get to an 85 in this rebuild, but I'm okay with him. He's pretty solid, and he's pretty cheap for a defensive back as well. So everyone else here, I don't have an interest for. We got Cody Parkey, too. What a legendary kicker. Other than that, boys, let's get into the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs as we are coming off a loss to the Steelers, but we are 12-4 here to face the 8-8 Los Angeles Chargers, and it looks like we're above the 9-7 Ravens too. Baker Mayfield had a pretty good season. Is that MVP? No, not even close. 7th in the candidate for MVP though. 4th best offense, 4,100 yards, 40 TDs, so that's pretty good as well, and 4th best defense as well. 4,100 yards, 40 TDs, 8 interceptions, and 70% completion rate. Nick Chubb, 13 TDs. Kareem Hunt also had 13 TDs, and he also had 1,200 yards. Receiving-wise, Odell Beckham, 1,000 yards, 6 TDs, and Rashard Higgins, pretty good, I guess. 10 touchdowns, that's great. Carl Joseph with the most tackles on team, most tackles for a loss, 17 for Olivier Vernon. Sacks, 21 for Myles Garrett. Oh my God, and 10 for Sheldon Richardson. Interceptions, 4 for Ronnie Harrison, the strong safety, and safeties on the team, 0. And defensive touchdowns is 1 for Denzel Ward. Ronnie Harrison had a great year. Myles Garrett had a monster year. Baker Mayfield did good. Literally almost the entire team did really, really good. So I'm going to up QB training boost. And apart from that, I'm going to simulate this wild card round against the Los Angeles Chargers. Can we beat the Los Angeles Chargers to move on to the divisional round? We can, beating them 17-14. So we're here to face the 9-7 Houston Texans. This is what the playoff bracket looks like, as the Ravens apparently beat the Colts to face the Patriots now. Can we beat the Houston Texans to move on to the AFC Championship? If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you like and or subscribe. It really helps me out. But we lose to the Texans 31-24, as the Ravens will play the Texans, and it could be the Bears or the Packers in the Super Bowl. So other than that, boys, let's jump into the offseason. So here we are in the offseason as the Ravens beat the Chicago Bears. Ooh, okay, that's interesting. And it looks like, if we go over to NFC North, it looks like only a right tackle from the Ravens retired in all of our division. So not really the biggest thing. But looking into the contracts, I don't want Vernon back here. He's just too old. He only slightly regressed, which I'm surprised by. I would be okay with, I don't want to give him a 5-year deal and spread it out, but I also don't want to give him $10 million per year. so I'm not going to re-sign him just because he's 30 years old. And I'll probably trade away a bunch of players in free agency, during free agency, just because I didn't do it in the first season because I thought we could win the Super Bowl in the first season. But Baker Mayfield has superstar ability, as you can see. Got plus superstar dev here. And into his ability, sleight of hand is by far the stupidest ability I've ever seen. It doesn't work. It's really, really bad, and it's oddly specific. But I'm going to give him conductor and inside deadeye. Odell Beckham Jr. now has superstar X Factor, and I'm definitely going to give him double me because double me is way too good. And for his superstar ability, what is this one? That's interesting, I guess. Honorary lineman. That's cool. Don't really want that. I kind of want Route Apprentice, so that's what I'm going to go with. Route Apprentice and grab and go on Odell Beckham Jr. And linebackers still look like crap, but Denzel Ward has superstar development with Unfakeable and Tip Drill. And I would like to actually keep these on him with Pick Artist. Chuck Out is actually better, I think, so I'm going to put Chuck Out on him. And Ronnie Harrison also has superstar development now. If I missed something, I don't know, he got traded from the Jags, cut from the Jags, I'm so sorry. I don't remember. I personally must have missed it. But he has superstar development. Sheldon Richardson is 30 years old, so I'm going to start Larry Ogunjobi over him. And Sheldon Richardson, I'm probably going to trade just because of his age. But other than that, boys, it is time to jump into free agency. Here we are after free agency, and offensively, we look the same, but defensively, we kind of look the same as we're missing a left end. And special teams wise, the only person we got in free agency was Will Lutz. We needed a kicker. And yeah, other than that, boys, I would say it's time to jump into some trades here. So for the first trade, we were trading away Sheldon Richardson, 81 overall, and a third-round pick for the projected number 1 pick next year from the Jacksonville Jaguars. And now we're trading away our second-string right tackle, Adrian Claiborne, and a second-round pick for the Titans, pick number 11 in the NFL draft. And here we are in the draft as we're picking up an outside linebacker, 77 overall, only normal development, sadly. Ranked number 3 in the class, picked him up at number 11. Now we're picking up another outside linebacker, 74 overall, only normal development. Ranked number 17 in the class, we picked him up at number 26, so he should be pretty good. And this is what the team looks like after the draft. And this offense is stacked. We really don't need to upgrade it. I picked up some depth receivers, but it doesn't really matter. And defensively, we got these 2 linebackers here. I moved one of the outside linebackers to inside linebackers. Mac Wilson hasn't really been producing, but hopefully we can this year. So other than that, guys, I would say that is time to jump into the midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark, coming off a loss to the Chiefs. And it looks like we are 4-4, second in the division behind the 4-3 Baltimore Ravens, and everyone else in the division is also 4-4. But we have Nick Chubb to re-sign, 96 overall, superstar X Factor, and especially with the numbers he put up last year, I definitely want to keep him around. And he wants more bonus, so we'll probably give him that. And right guard, 87 overall. Definitely want to keep him around. He's a lot cheaper than I thought he would be. We're running low on cap and want to keep him around. Ronnie Harrison, safeties are usually cheap. Thank God he doesn't have a super high overall, or else this would be really expensive, and he stays with the team. I want the mullet punter, but I don't know if I can get him. David Njoku, I just don't know if I need him. I have Austin Hooper. I just don't know if I want him. If he goes on a really cheap deal, sure, but I just can't re-sign him if we don't need him. So other than that, boys, let's jump into the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs as we are coming off a win to the Bengals. We made the wild card at 10-6 here to face the 11-5 Dolphins. We won the division at 10-6 above the 8-8 Bengals. Baker Mayfield, an even better season from last, best offense in the NFL. Baker Mayfield, number 2 for MVP candidate. Offensive Player of the Year, though. And best QB goes to second for Baker Mayfield. Cam Newton gets it. Best offense in the NFL and the third best defense in the NFL. And Baker Mayfield, 4,400 yards, 37 TDs, 10 interceptions. Nick Chubb, 19 TDs and 1,200 yards. Oh my God, what a season. Odell Beckham, 1,300 yards, 12 touchdowns, the season I was looking for. Defensively, Carl Joseph with the most tackles on team, most tackles for a loss, goes to 16 for the rookie. And sacks on the team goes to 16.5 for Myles Garrett, another monster season. Interceptions, 5 for Ronnie Harrison, another great season from him. Safeties is 1 for Larry Ogunjobi, and defensive touchdowns is 1 for Grant Delpit. So that's actually really, really good for this team. But other than that, boys, we are going to simulate this wild card round against the Miami Dolphins to see if we can move on to the divisional round. Can we do it? Yes, we can, winning 35-27 as we have a breakout player here as well as we are going to face the Colts, a rookie receiver, Adrian Samuel. Okay, he is going to get star development if he wins his breakout challenge. So I'm going to simulate this divisional round as well to see if we can move on to the conference championship or if Adrian Samuel can get his breakout challenge. We lose to the Colts, but does Adrian Samuel get it? No, he does not. But we lost 34-31. Pretty disappointing loss, and this is what the bracket looks like, as it could be the Colts, Raiders, Panthers, or Cowboys in the Super Bowl. So other than that, boys, let's jump into the offseason. So it looks like the Panthers beat the Colts. No, the Colts beat the Panthers in the Super Bowl. And looking into the AFC North, Big Ben retired. Okay, I know some of my fans won't like that, but it looks like in here, Nick Chubb, 98 overall, superstar X Factor, 99 with morale. Definitely want to keep him around, boost that bonus a crap ton. He stays with the team. I want to re-sign the mullet, and I can't re-sign David Njoku. I can't re-sign the mullet. Very disappointing. 80 overall star punter. I can't even spread out the contract or anything like that. That's definitely disappointing. I definitely wanted the mullet on my team. But looking into the team, let's see if we have any development upgrades. And Baker Mayfield, what a god. What an absolute god in Madden. It gave me Gambler, Inside Deadeye, Conductor, Red Zone Deadeye, and Gunslinger. Those are the superstar abilities I put on him. And it looks like Ronnie Harrison also has Superstar X Factor with Universal Coverage, Tackle Supreme, and Lumberjack. And everyone else here looks pretty good. Seems like there's some star players and some are just eh. But here we are in free agency, and obviously we didn't have any money to re-sign the mullet, so we can't pick anyone up in free agency, so let's just get to the draft. So here we are in the draft, picking up another outside linebacker, 76 overall, normal development. Seems like that I can't really draft for linebackers. I don't know what's up with me today. But now we're drafting a defensive tackle, 78 overall, normal development, ranked number 1 in the class, picked him up at number 25, so a good overall pick. I just wish his development was a little bit better. Next, we're picking up a middle linebacker. Finally, I can draft a linebacker. 71 overall, hidden development. He's definitely going to be our starter just because he has hidden development. Next, we're picking up a wide receiver with hidden development. Ranked number 23 in the class, picked him up at number 153. That's what I call a steal. 72 overall, hidden development. And this is the team after the draft as we finally have 100% completed this offense. We have 3 receivers. This defense still caught lacking a little bit. D-line is still not that bad. Just the normal developments make it look bad. Carl Joseph, I want him to start over Greedy Williams. But yeah, other than that, guys, I would say that it's time to get into the midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark as it looks like we have a breakout player and we're coming off a loss to the Panthers. So I'll definitely, okay, let's start left end. So yeah, I'll definitely hop in to make sure I can get this left end to his star development, I believe it is. I'll definitely hop into that game against the Patriots. But we are 5-3 behind the 5-2 Pittsburgh Steelers. So it looks like the Pittsburgh Steelers might have drafted a new QB since Big Ben retired. He seems to be popping off. Denzel Ward, 94 overall, superstar development. And he does resign. We have a lot of players here to resign. We may be screwed on cap. Baker Mayfield's going to be a big contract. Wait, hold on. So if I spread it to 5 years, I only have to pay him $26 million per year? Okay, that works for me. A superstar X Factor QB should be paid like $35 to $40 mil per year. But okay, that works for me, I guess. Joe Batonio, if I said that wrong, I'm sorry. Jack Conklin here, 82 overall right tackle. I want to keep him first because he's the cheapest here. He can probably still progress. He resigns. Jarvis Landry, I do want back. He is 29 years old, but he'll still stay at 85, I do believe. So I'll resign him. And he stays with the team, and he's actually relatively cheap for a receiver of his caliber. JC Treader, I'm so bad at pronouncing names. I am so bad. I am so sorry for all you guys screaming in the comments right now. I'm resigning our center. How about that? Because I just butcher every name I see. He's resigned. Joel over here is 86 overall star development. Gonna cost $9 million per year for him. A little bit expensive, but we'll have the cap room. And it looks like we've resigned everyone I've wanted to. I don't need to resign Kareem Hunt. I want to resign Kareem Hunt for the dual-headed backfield, but Greedy Williams is here, and I would still like to resign him because he's a pretty good depth player, and that's a pretty cheap contract. Mac Wilson hasn't produced anything for this team, so I'm not going to resign him. Greedy Williams hasn't either, but he's a good depth player. And Kareem Hunt, I want a dual-headed backfield. I just don't know. Maybe, what if it's 5 years? I can't do that. I don't think I'm gonna do that. We have Nick Chubb. I want that dual-headed backfield, but I need to save cap for players that we actually need to re-sign or some free agency moves. So other than that, we're going to spend some coach XP here into defensive backs, and that's kind of about it. So other than that, guys, I would say that it is time to jump into the playoffs. So here we are in the playoffs, coming off a win to the Atlanta Falcons, and it looks like we have the first round bye with the Buccaneers. That is great, as we finished 12-4, top of the division, above the 8-8 Pittsburgh Steelers. Weren't we 5-3 or something, 4-4 at the midseason mark? I don't know. Baker Mayfield second once again for MVP, Offensive Player of the Year. Baker Mayfield at third. Best QB goes to Baker Mayfield, though. Another great season. Nick Chubb also has best running back, and Odell Beckham didn't get top 3 for wide receiver. But we had the best offense in the NFL, and we had the 15th best defense, has been caught lacking. Baker Mayfield, 4,400 yards, 40 TDs, 8 interceptions, similar to his first season. Nick Chubb, monster, 18 TDs, 1,300 yards. Odell Beckham, another monster. Chris Avery, the rookie, 13 TDs. Austin Hooper with 10 TDs. Wow. Ball distribution was great. Defensively, Carl Joseph with the most tackles on the team. Most tackles for a loss goes to 14 for Myles Garrett. Most sacks on the team goes to 13 for Myles Garrett. He's slowly going downhill, I've noticed. 6 picks for Denzel Ward. Amazing. Ronnie Harrison had 4 picks. Safeties goes to 0. Nobody gets a safety. And defensive touchdowns, 1 for Denzel Ward and 1 for Carl Joseph. Denzel Ward deserves an X factor for 6 picks in a season. Wow, dude. Okay, we're going to simulate to the divisional round to see who we are going to be playing in the divisional round. If you have made it this far, make sure you comment down below. It would mean a lot to me. And make sure you click the like button. It's free. You can always unlike later if you don't like the video for some reason. But still, it only takes a second of your day, as we are here to face the 8-8 Tennessee Titans. And I'm actually going to hop in to make sure we don't lose this. So let's jump into it. So here we are facing the Titans, as we are Madden simulation gods as always, as it is 23-6, now 26-6, now 13-26 against the Titans, 32-20 now, as 1 minute left in the game. 32-20 is going to be your final score against the Tennessee Titans, and we're going to move on to the conference championship. Here we are in the conference championship, here to face the Colts, who we lost into the divisional round, I believe, in the first year, who are 9-7, but we are 12-4. It could be the Panthers once again in the Super Bowl, or the Niners. So that would be interesting. But we're going to hop into this game against the Indianapolis Colts. So here we are against the Indianapolis Colts, as it is 16-19. 1 minute left in the game. 26-19 as is the score now. And 26-19 is actually going to be your final score. 26-19. What a close game, as we are going to be moving on to the Super Bowl. Here we are in the Super Bowl, here to face the Panthers once again. I believe the Panthers beat the Colts in the Super Bowl the last time, so that is interesting. But we are playing them now, as our team is 12-4, and we are 90 overall team now, 93 offense. I think the O-line improves that a lot. Baker Mayfield is the same. Chris Avery only has star development, but that's completely okay with me. Defensively, superstar dev for Frank Reed. Did he get that? No, it looks like he had it the entire time. That's great. He has Out My Way, so I'm definitely going to keep that on him. Our left end, and well, Denzel Ward actually has Superstar X Factor, shut down, and I want universal coverage on him, obviously. I'm okay with all of these superstar abilities. And this left end has Superstar Dev now? What? I think I did the challenge against the Patriots to get his dev up. He got star dev and he's glitched out, and for some reason he's still a hidden dev. So is he superstar now? No, he's still just star. Okay. That's interesting. I guess the game's just glitching out, but the left end definitely had star dev because I got that breakout challenge for him against the Patriots, but it's okay. It doesn't really matter to me, as this entire team is complete and we really don't need anything else on it. So other than that, guys, I would say that it is time to jump into the Super Bowl matchup. Here we are in the Super Bowl, as it is 34-7, as we are beating the living daylights out of the Carolina Panthers. 41-7 is going to be your final score, as we blow the living crap out of the Panthers. Teddy Bridgewater cannot believe it as the Browns win, and Brian Burns cannot believe it either. And it looks like your Cleveland Browns are the Super Bowl champions, and Baker Mayfield is Super Bowl MVP. 303 yards, 3 TDs, 1 interception, 75% completion rate. Very accurate you are feeling today, Baker Mayfield. Anyways, let's get into the offseason. So here we are in the offseason, as it looks like obviously we won. We're going to be looking into the retirements. Ben Jones on the Steelers and Calais Campbell on the Bengals. Former Raven, former Jaguar, and former Titan, Ben Jones, who was on the Titans and now on the Steelers, apparently retired. That was pretty interesting moves, I would say. But it looks like there's no one else here that I actually want to re-sign. And so other than that, boys, let's get into free agency. So apparently in free agency, I don't have any money at all, so I actually couldn't make free agency moves. So probably signing Kareem Hunt should have been the move. But other than that, boys, let's get into the draft. Here we are in the draft, and I'm actually able to finally draft a good linebacker. 76 overall, hidden development, ranked number 5 in the class, picked him up at number 32. And here we are with the team after the draft, and it looks like the CPU picked up a 69 overall running back. Nice. And I definitely want to start this guy. And it took me so long to draft a good linebacker. I'm pretty sure I drafted like 5, maybe 6 linebackers. It took me so long to finally find some good ones. 2 out of the 5 or 6 ones finally got a good dev. Looks like the computer picked up a star development free safety. But other than that, boys, let's get into the midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark as we are coming off a bye week, as we are 6-1 here to face the 6-1 Buffalo Bills, second in the division behind the 7-1 Bengals, and Joe Burrow leading the team. And looking into it, it's the final season, so just like every season in the final season, I don't need to re-sign anyone here. So other than that, guys, I would say that it is time to jump into the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs as we are coming off a win to the Texans, as we are 11-5 here to face the 12-4 Jags in the wild card. And it looks like the Bengals went 15-1 and won the division. Who won the MVP? Patrick Mahomes. Baker Mayfield at 2 once again. Offensive Player of the Year, Baker Mayfield at 2. Best QB, Baker Mayfield at 2. Baker Mayfield has been the leader of second place. He's just been second place. He's like Drew Brees and Tom Brady. Drew Brees is a great player, but there's always someone better. 26th best defense. 4,300 yards, 42 TDs, 6 interceptions. Great year for him. The rookie had 10 TDs, more than Nick Chubb, but Nick Chubb had 1,300 yards. Jarvis Landry finally a 1,000-yard season. Odell Beckham with 12 touchdowns, almost 1,000 yards. Defensively, Denzel Ward with the most tackles on the team, most tackles for a loss, goes to 18 for Larry Ogunjobi, most sacks on the team, 16 for Myles Garrett as he's going up a little bit more. 2 interceptions for Isaiah Donald, the rookie linebacker. Safeties, 1 for Myles Garrett and Larry Ogunjobi, and defensive touchdowns is 0. So other than that, I'm actually going to simulate all the way to the Super Bowl because we already won the Super Bowl, so I already consider this a successful rebuild. So I kind of want to see if we can simulate all the way to the Super Bowl, and then I'm going to hop into the Super Bowl if we ever do make it. Can we win the wild card? No, we don't even get past the wild card, losing to the Jags 34-27. That's going to be disappointing, but anyways, guys, that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys all enjoyed. This was definitely a fun rebuild because obviously Baker Mayfield is a simulation god. I have no idea why, but this was definitely a successful rebuild because we did make it to the Super Bowl and give the Browns their first Super Bowl win. Anyways, guys, that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys all enjoyed. Once again, I'm sorry for repeating myself, but if you guys can like and subscribe, it really means a lot to me. It really helps my page get out there. But anyways, guys, hope you guys all enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.